Good people, we are back at it again. Welcome to Mose Knows. I am your host, Mose. This is episode 2 of the team-specific mock draft. Today, I am the resident GM for the New York Football Jets. Not the Giants, the Jets. You know, the green team, the white and green team. That's the one. So, before we get started, y'all know what I need you to do. Come on now, help me out, work with me. I need you to take 2 seconds and I need you to hit that subscribe button. Say it with me. Then I need you to take another 2 seconds and hit that bell icon. Now what that bell icon is gonna do, that's gonna give you notifications every time new content drops right here at Mose Knows. You're gonna want those notifications when these team-specific mock drafts drop. You're gonna wanna be notified so that when your team is dropped, you can tune in, you can take a look at the picks, you can give me a thumbs up if you like them, you can yell at me if you didn't, you can hit me up on IG or on Twitter. The links for those socials are down below, and you can let me know how you feel about your picks. So let's get started. We're gonna select the Jets. We are using the Draft Network's mock draft simulator. We're gonna go 7 rounds. We're gonna do this fast. We're gonna get in and out, get this team squared away. I think we have 10 picks here in this draft. Trevor Lawrence is off the board at number 1. We knew that was going to happen. Didn't think we were going to get a gift with that, so we're moving on. We got some quarterbacks left on the board. Got some really good names. When you're at 2, you have, other than the number 1 overall pick, you pretty much got a lot of options, like a kid in the candy store. We can go a lot of different ways. I think this pick is a potential trade spot. The Jets have a lot of holes that they need to fill. And even with 10 picks in this draft, they're not going to be able to fill every need, right? So I think you can trade this pick for a QB needy team and kind of move back in the draft, still get a day 1 starter and get more assets for your team. Not only this year, but also into the future, maybe 2022 and in 2023, depending on the package and depending on, the demand for this pick. But since we're not doing any trades, we're gonna take the best player available. Now that would be Penei Sewell, but we already have a left tackle. We could draft Penei Sewell and kick him to the right side, or kick Mekhi Becton to the right side. But I don't think you want to do that. We're seeing with Baltimore, Orlando Brown Jr. is saying, listen, I want to be traded. I want to go to a team where I can play left tackle. It's a known fact. Left tackles get paid more than right tackles. Left tackle is a premier position. You are the man who is responsible for protecting the quarterback's blind side, because most quarterbacks are right-handed, so their back is to the left side. So you're responsible for protecting that blind side. So do you want to be in that same situation where, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, whoever you kick to the right side saying, listen, I want out, I want to go to a team where I can play left tackle and be paid like a left tackle. And this is the NFL. This is a premier pick, and you have to spend that on a premier position. While left tackle is a premier position, so is quarterback. We're going Zach Wilson, quarterback out of BYU. We do have another first-round pick. This pick is the pick that we acquired in the Jamal Adams trade. We sent Jamal to Seattle. Seattle sent us this pick and a few other picks, so we're back on the clock. All right, where do we want to go? We can go wide receiver. We can go edge. It's a lot of places we can go. Now, we could go wide receiver, but it is rumored that we, the Jets, are going to be heavy pursuers of free agents Juju Smith-Schuster and Will Fuller. Free agency hasn't happened yet, so we could go with a wide receiver right here, just in case we don't get either of those guys. We'll know before the draft who we got and where we could go, but we're going to assume that we don't have those guys yet. So we could take a wide receiver here. Terrace Marshall Jr. from LSU is on the board. I think he'd be a great wide receiver to pair with Zach Wilson. Let's see who else is on the board here at 23. Ooh. We could go Jalen Mayfield. Now Jalen Mayfield could play right tackle. Okay. All right, I think I know where I'm going. I like the guy who's on the board. I like him because I think he reminds new head coach Robert Saleh of a player he used to coach in San Francisco. When you think about the linebacker position, you want somebody who is a leader of the defense, somebody who has the potential to call out the plays, somebody who is sideline to sideline, motor is non-stop. He's multi-dimensional. He can help you in the run game, but also, drop into space, and he can, play coverage and take care of those linebackers, coming up the seam, and the running backs coming out of the backfield. This guy's on the board, and I think, you have to take him, to help build up that defense. So we're going to go the College Defensive Player of the Year, Zaven Collins, at 23 to the New York Jets. And we are back on the clock at number 34. Now, I don't think Robert Saleh is going to run a 3-4 with the Jets. I think that's the current scheme that they are in or were under their former defensive coordinator. I don't think Robert Saleh is going to employ that defensive model. He's more like a 4-3, 4-2-5 kind of guy. He likes to have, 4 defensive linemen on the field in most cases. So I think there's an edge rusher here that he's going to love. If you remember, in my full first round mock, I gave them this particular player in the first round at that, number 23 spot, but he's still on the board here. I think Robert Saleh is going to love his motor. This kid is nonstop. He doesn't give up on the play. He offers you, dynamic ability, not only as a pass rusher, but also in the run game. And if he needs to, although you don't want to have him do it a lot, he has shown that he can drop into coverage instinctually and make a play on the ball if he has to. I think Robert Saleh is going to love this kid. I think he's going to coach him the right way. So we're going to go Joseph Osai, edge rusher out of Texas, to the Jets at 34. And we're going to let this thing keep on moving, keep on rolling until we get to our next pick at the top of the third round. Number 66 is coming up. Oh, they took my man Javon Holland from me. I was looking at him and I wanted to get him. Okay. So who we got? Okay, we got wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown out of USC. We can stay on the defensive side of the ball and get a defensive tackle. Somebody to go next to Quentin Williams on that inside to help in that run game and push the pocket back. We could go interior offensive line. We didn't go offensive line with the number 2, Penei Sewell's on the board, but we can go interior offensive line, put somebody next to Mekhi Becton. So we have our tackle spot situated, and now we have a guard spot situated. We could go that way. See who else. All right. Yeah, I think I know where I'm going. As much as I want to go to the defensive side of the ball, one of the things that I know about Robert Saleh is his ability to find talent, whether it be late round or undrafted talent, specifically on the defensive line. There's a couple of guys with the 49ers who you probably don't know about unless you're a fan of their college team, that I know about just because I'm a fan of the team. But they've been able to, be role players in his scheme and in his system and be effective. So I don't think we need to use a pick on a defensive lineman this high. I think Saleh has an eye for guys who fit his scheme. But we do want to protect our investment. We We drafted Zach Wilson with the 2nd overall pick, and whether he comes in right away and is the immediate starter, whether we go with Sam Darnold as a bridge to Zach Wilson, whether we go with another veteran quarterback as a bridge to Zach Wilson, we have to protect whoever's under center. Let's go interior offensive line here at 66. Let's go Josh Myers out of Ohio State. Keep our quarterback protected. This thing's moving, and we are almost on the clock, and we are now on the clock at 86. So we've got our quarterback, we've got our edge, we've got our linebacker, we've got our interior offensive line. We need a wide receiver, we need a corner, running back, tight end, safety. Ooh! Is Hamza still on the board? Is Hamza still on the board? Wait. 6'3", 213. He fits the mold of what Salah likes. Salah was a coach in Seattle. He was a coach in Jacksonville under Gus Bradley. He fits the mold of what he likes. Kind of reminds you of a Cam Chancellor. Now he's falling this far because he's not that fast, he's not that explosive, but what he is dependable. You can put him in this scheme, and I think he'll be effective. Cam Chancellor wasn't known for his speed. He was known for bringing the boom. That's why they were called the Legion of Boom, because they would smack you. I mean, they would knock you out. I don't think he's as hard of a hitter. You may be able to train him to lay those hits. I know the league is going away from that, but he fits the mold. He's on the board. We need a safety. Let's go Hamza Nasir-Ladin, safety out of Florida State. I like that pick. I really like that pick. And we're almost back on the clock again at 107. Let's keep this thing moving, keep it going. Who we got? Oh, we need a running back. Kenneth Gainwell is still on the board. I like that. We need a wide receiver. We don't know if we're going to be able to get Juju Smith-Schuster or Will Fuller. Tyler Wallace is still on the board. I like that. We didn't go interior defensive line early, but we got some guys here. Alim McNeil, Tyler Shelvin. I like that. Marvin Wilson from Florida State is still on the board. I like that. But I think we need to stay on the offensive side of the ball. We've addressed a lot of needs on defense. I think we can go back to the offensive side of the ball. I think wide receivers you can find late. There are some good running backs here. But I think Kenneth Gainwell should be the pick right here. I think the Jets need more bodies in that running back room. A lot of teams are running back by committee. They don't have a number one guy, but if Kenneth can come in and give him a spark, maybe he can turn into that, or he can be a part of a committee of backs to help out that offense in Zach Wilson. So we'll go Kenneth Gainwell here, running back out of Memphis in the 4th round, a position that is deemed as devalued. The running back position, we took a running back in the 4th, so that's not too bad. And our next pick is coming up here at 147. Ooh, okay. We took one safety. There's another safety on the board. We could go Talanoa Hufanga from USC, pair him with Hamza Nasir-Ladin, but we necessarily don't need to do that because they do have Marcus May there. A cornerback is a need. We haven't addressed that yet. Wide receiver is a need that we haven't addressed yet. Let's see what wide receivers are left. Ooh, Daz Newsome is still on the board. I like that. 5'11", 190. I like that. Daz is here. Who we got left at corner? Rodarius Williams, 6', 193. Doesn't fit the profile of what Robert Saleh likes. He likes the bigger corners. Ambry Thomas is here. Again, 6 foot. He likes the bigger corners. But in the 49ers scheme last year, we had Jason Verrett, who's 5'10", Emmanuel Mosley, 5'11". So not necessarily all of your cornerbacks need to be 6'2", 6'3". That is the profile. But Saleh has proven to be successful with guys outside of that typical build, right? We need a corner. I think of the two that are left, I like Rodarius Williams a little bit more than I like Ambry Thomas. Kerry Vincent Jr. is here as well from LSU. But I really like Rodarius Williams. I'm going to go Rodarius Williams, cornerback, right here at 147. And we're back on the board at 155. Daz Newsome is still here. We need a receiver. I think this is a perfect slot for him. He probably is going to go higher than the 5th round, but if he doesn't, this is a great value pick. And then again, this is assuming that you don't get one or both of the wide receivers that you're targeting in free agency. Come on to the Jets, Daz. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. All right. Moving right along. Moving right along. We got, oh, here we go. Okay. Ooh, it was scaring me a little bit. I didn't think we had another pick. I know we had 10. Kind of losing track myself. All right. We are on the clock here at 199. Let's get off a wide receiver. We've taken care of quarterback, wide receiver, corner, edge, running back, linebacker, safety, interior O-line. Where else can we go? More wide receivers on the board, more safeties on the board, more edge rushers on the board, more running backs. Although I don't think they go double running back this draft. Let's see, I see another interior O-lineman that I like a lot. He gives you versatility at center or guard. They need help on that offensive line. Let's see what we have at tight end prospects. Who's still left? Nick Eubanks is here. He's ranked at 245. He's probably going to be gone. But this other player is ranked at 201, so he's definitely going to be gone. Let me take a look at the interior line for a second. Oh yeah, he's probably going to be the first guy going. And because of that, I'm going to take him. I'm going to take him because, you build your team through the trenches on the defensive line and the offensive line. This guy offers you versatility. He can come in and be a center if you need him to be a center, or he can switch to guard. I think we solidified one of those guard positions by drafting Josh Myers earlier, but now we can either solidify the other guard position, whether it's right or left, depending on which side either guy plays or they step up and take advantage of, or you can kick this guy inside to center if need be. That position versatility on the offensive line is coveted nowadays, especially Saleh coming from the 49ers, understanding all the issues that we had on the offensive line last year. I think you have to solidify that position. You have to fortify your team through the trenches. We're going to go Drake Jackson, interior offensive lineman out of Kentucky, here at 199. That's a great value pick here in the 6th round. And if my count is right, that is 8 picks. I think we have 2 more here in the 7th. If I am not mistaken. Is it 2 or is it 1? I think it may be only 1. Yeah, it's only 1 right here at 245. So I was incorrect. All right, last pick of the draft. Only other need is tight end. It's likely that they probably find a tight end via free agency. Again, the tight end pool this year really isn't a deep class. You have Kyle Pitts, you have Pat Freiermuth, and then after that, it's a steep drop off as far as talent goes. So maybe they don't find a tight end in this particular draft class. I believe they do still have Chris Herndon. I know he's been battling a lot of injuries. If he can come back and stay healthy, he's a viable option, but they may need to look in the free agent pool, maybe for a veteran tight end to come in and be that security blanket for whoever the quarterback is. So tight end won't be a position that we go right now. Let's see, there's a lot of wide receivers, running backs, and corners still on the board. I do see an edge defender, and knowing Robert Saleh and the defensive mind that he is, he likes to have two solid edge guys. Now, will this guy come in and be a starter right away? Probably not. Can he come in and be a rotational pass rusher and develop into somebody who grabs more of a starter role or a more consistent role on pass rush downs? Absolutely. And I think this is the perfect scheme for him to go to, with the perfect coach, with a defensive scheme that can get the best out of him. And as long as he's ready to come in and work, Robert Saleh is going to maximize his potential. You can never use too many edge rushers. So with this last pick in the 2021 NFL draft for the New York Jets, they select Taron Johnson, edge rusher out of Coastal Carolina. And that's going to do it. That's going to wrap up the 2021 mock draft for the New York Jets. Let's go over these picks. First round picks. At number 2, we take Zach Wilson. Gotta have a quarterback. At 23, we've got Zaven Collins, a linebacker who can come in and be the captain of the defense. I know they have CJ Mosley, but he's getting a little up there in age. Bring him in, have him learn under CJ Mosley, but be that next guy to come in and take over. Kind of similar to Fred Warner, maybe not as fast, but he can do it all. College Defensive Player of the Year. Then at the top of the second round, we get a edge rusher who has a high motor. Robert Saleh is going to love him. And Joseph Osai out of Texas. We fortify that offensive line with Josh Myers. Interior O-line, he's going to slide in at guard from Ohio State. We get a big body safety that fits the profile for Robert Saleh and Hamza Nasirudeen out of Florida State. We get a running back to throw another body in that running back room with Kenneth Gainwell out of Memphis. We get our corner with pick 147 and Rodarius Williams out of Oklahoma State. We get a wide receiver. Don't know if we're going to be able to get Juju or Will, so let's make sure that we have a backup plan. Daz Newsome, wide receiver out of North Carolina. Again, fortifying that offensive line, fortifying the trenches. Let's get us another interior offensive lineman with position versatility. Can either play center or guard. And Drake Jackson out of Kentucky. And we get another edge rusher late in the draft 7th round, Taron Johnson, the edge out of Coastal Carolina. That'll do it. Jets fans, let me know how you feel. If you're not a Jets fan, still, let me know how you feel. Drop a comment below. If you like the picks, if you didn't like the picks, if you like the draft as a whole, let me know if you would do something different. Hit that like button. Again, subscribe if you're new. Hit that bell icon so you get notifications for when the part 3 of this series drops. Part 3 is going to be the next team on the clock in the first round draft order. That's going to be the Miami Dolphins. If you're a Dolphins fan, trust me, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you're notified when that video drops. Again, I am Mose. Thanks for stopping by Mose Knows, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.